y'all call roll, please.
Allen? Cliff?
Yes.
Curtis?
Here.
McGill?
Here.
Morris?
Here.
Okay, item 3. Remember Pledge of Allegiance? Got no kids.
I know it.
Next month, though, right?
Next month.
Yeah, you're our kid.
Ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Which school are we going to get next month?
I think it's the high school.
Oh, we're starting with the big kids.
High school.
We got it. A little bit. Still hot. Can you turn it down, David? Thank you, sir. A little more. Yep. Up. That'll work. All right. Item 4, recognitions. Rick, do we have anything? Okay. Everybody's getting back to school, and we're doing that next time when people can be here to be recognized.
That's right.
Okay. Item 5, public comment. Ms. Rochelle, do we have anything? Okay. Thank you. Item 6, superintendent's report.
It is time for school to begin. The first day of class is Wednesday, August 13th. We're excited about the 25-26 school year and all the possibilities that it brings, and so let's get this thing going. I really want to say that we do have one recognition. We didn't want to bring them in tonight because of everything that's going on, but congratulations to the FFA program for having 2 national FFA proficiency finalists, and our chapter is being named a finalist for the National Model of Excellence. So winners will be announced in October. We look forward to celebrating that, hopefully with positive outcome, but that's exciting for them.
Awesome.
They were awesome speakers this morning.
Yeah,
I was so impressed.
they did really good. Thank you to the negotiating team from our unions for your work this summer, Case, COPA, and CUDA. It was a privilege to work with each of you again this summer on contract negotiations. I know they're going through their outcomes of all that, everything that's been TA'd, and we'll be talking to the board about that later this evening. National Walk to School Day is coming on October the 1st, and CPS is excited to participating in this special event again. More details will be coming up in the next few weeks. Meet the Chicks is this Friday night, August 15th at Memorial Stadium. What time does that start again?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. I almost said 6 o'clock. Everyone's invited to come out, meet our fall athletes, buy some fighting chick gear, get something to eat, and watch a football scrimmage, hopefully starting 8:15, 8:30, something like that. And then I'd like to encourage everyone to come out for all of our fall sports. You've got softball, you got volleyball, you got football, you got cross country. Volleyball's playing games. If I'm correct, they have a game tomorrow night.
Yeah,
And
here.
so
Here.
it's at home, and so come on out and support the Fighting Chicks. That's it.
I mean,
This year.
so middle school.
It's on.
No.
Showtime. Item 7. Rick, do we have any staff reports tonight?
This month.
Okay, not this month. All right. Item 8, we have discussion and possible action regarding adjuncting the following teachers for the requested positions. Okay, Ms. Pam?
We did some last month, and we've got a few more this month, and may have 1 or 2 more next month too. But need to adjunct the following: Abera Alexander in elementary education. Abera is certified in science and math, but not elementary ed. She has moved from the middle school to 6th grade. So in order to do a classroom that is more self-contained, she has to be certified in elementary education. So need to adjunct her. Deanna Berry in elementary education at Lincoln Elementary. She has just finished her college degree, but her transcript hasn't been posted. The course isn't on there. And so in the meantime, before I can emergency certify her in order to get her through, I need to adjunct her in elementary education. This will be a support adjunct until her degree is officially finished and we have the paperwork to back that up. Okay? Not off the top of my head. Justin Croak, we adjunct him before for 7th hour. We need to go ahead and add him to 1st hour. He's going to do working with middle school students 1st hour. So he'll have middle school students first hour, he'll have high school 7th hour, and in between, he'll be used and abused, mowing, subbing, wherever needed in between those two. Miranda Mulder, need to certify her or adjunct her in biological science. I actually made a mistake on this one when I brought her to you last month. I think I tried to do environmental science, and we learned that that was not the appropriate course for the anatomy and physiology, so need to adjunct her in biological science. Tracy Williams, she's new to us, but she is a certified teacher and has 9 years experience. She's certified in physical education and mid-level science. She is going to be teaching Oklahoma history for us at the high school. So I'm asking that the board approve the adjunct for these individuals.
Thanks for sending us over the summary, Pam, and then also the attachments that'll go to the state. It's helpful to see all that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And the only thing is, Rochelle, you know the minutes have to reflect the subject, so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We approve the certified adjunct list.
Second.
Okay, we have motion second. Any other discussion or questions? Good? Okay.
Yes.
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 All right. Item 9, discussion and possible action regarding teacher empowerment grant and supporting documents.
Okay, we were able to apply for this at the end of last year. We used it, only the advanced teacher one. That was for teachers to work on curriculum mapping, and they worked 5 days this summer to worked with Milton on curriculum mapping, common formative assessments, those type of activities. The State Department has approved it again and has opened it back up. So we will, it's only good for 1 year or until the grant runs out. And so we want to go ahead and add lead teacher role. This lead teacher role will work an additional 10 days, and I'm going to use them to help us with emergency certified and alternatively certified teachers. You know, we didn't replace Rhonda Snow's role. This will put me a lead person at each site specifically to help work with those teachers. So, yes.
Okay.
And my next step for applying for this grant is I have to have board approval on that you guys approve these two roles and the job description. And I made a mistake on the job description. I had 2 copies of the lead
advanced?
teacher and 2 copies of advanced.
Okay.
Rochelle ended up with both the advanced. I ended up with both the lead
Okay.
instead of us ending up with one of each. So you've got your other one there in front of you.
Okay. What's the main difference between just a couple bullets, Pam? I mean, it's really that mentoring piece.
The mentoring piece.
Okay.
The other one, the advanced teacher is going to still do more with the curriculum mapping, the common formative assessments, essential standards. The lead teacher is going to be working with me and emergency certified teachers. There's a little bit of difference on the job descriptions, but
The yellow's fine,
There's
guys.
yellow one,
Okay.
right? Okay.
Fine, it's just a printer thing.
She just asked me,
Nothing spilled on your paper.
do I think
I was going to say,
I
did
know,
I
thought my
highlight
eyes
yellow?
were going crazy.
all of us are saying at the same time?
It's got a yellow tint. Okay.
Just halfway there. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can figure out how to do it again.
Probably won't.
It's interesting, but okay. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Pam, you need us to approve this?
Yes.
But we don't have like cookies up here or coffee or anything like any kind of
There's
incentives for us?
cookies in
okay.
the
Oh, okay. All right.
So do we need to?
conference room.
Do we need to approve the job descriptions and how do you want it worded?
It
You
should-
know, it doesn't say, it just says I have to upload
The-
the minutes from
Yeah.
this. So I guess you're approving us applying for the teacher empowerment grant, its purposes, and the job description. Does that?
I think the motion and the way it's typed up should work. It says motion to approve teacher empowerment grant and supporting documents.
Oh, there There you go.
So it should be okay.
There you go.
Yep.
I made that, I was just, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make that motion. Agreed.
And I'll second it. Thank you, Zach.
Okay, any other questions for Pam before we move to a vote? I'm glad that it's work we need to do, so we get grant money to do work we need to do
Yes.
and take advantage of the expertise we have in the district. It's great. I mean, it's
Yes.
kind of a
Yes.
no-brainer. Thank you for the descriptions. That helps.
You're welcome.
Yes.
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 All right, item 10, we have discussion and possible action regarding the deregulation of Brandon Willis's plan period.
So Brandon has been doing this for a number of years for us. He actually took the elementary test thinking that we would be okay and he would be certified then and we wouldn't have to keep doing this. But it wasn't that easy. In order for him to be, elementary is one of those things, in order for him to add the elementary on, he has to do 12 additional college hours too.
Oh.
And so we are going to adjunct him so that he can adjunct in elementary ed in order to continue the STEM program. Oh, no. This is the adjunct was last month. This one, we are deregging his plan period so he can do the STEM rotation and do GT students during his plan period. Apologize.
I move we approve the deregulation of Brandon Willis's plan period.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second.
Does the poor guy ever wish he had a plan period?
I know. I was kind of wondering that too.
Because I asked him and I said, are we still doing this? And he said, no, he's good. He's good with this.
And he's so helpful. He does everything.
He does everything.
He has kids every hour, so I don't know how he does everything with them kids every hour, but he does.
With the best attitude.
And
The best attitude.
I'm going
He's
to
a-
text him later about this 12 hours. I think he needs a challenge. So I'll text him.
You get on that, Zach.
Oh, well.
You add that 12 hours on top too
Along
while
with
you're
the
on
plan
all
period
and
and
everything else.
the tech person for the building and the go-to person for all this. He should fit that in. Yeah.
All right, any other questions or comments?
Good
Okay.
for Brandon Willis.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a good.
Yes.
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 Item 11, we have discussion and possible action regarding revised board policies. AB, Notice of Non-Discrimination. BA, District Administration. BC, Safety Programs. BD, Health Services and Communicable Diseases. DA, General Personnel Policies. DD, Certified Teachers. DE, Support Personnel. DI, Leave. DL, Professional Boundaries. EA, General Student Policies. EB, Admission, Residency, Placement, Transfer, and Withdrawal. EC, Attendance. ED, Grading, Promotion, Retention, and Graduation. And EI, Student Code of Conduct. There's a lot of red in all this. We got a lot of law changes.
There is a lot, and all of it is based on legislation that was just passed, new laws put in place. You know, every year we come with some about this time, any updated board policies. This time there were 15. And so rather than having you vote 15 times, tried doing it this way to put them together with a description of each one and what was being changed. But you've got a copy of each one of them also that shows anything in red as what was being added to it. The first one on notice of non-discrimination, basically this one was adding the anti-Semitism portion of new law, and you're going to find that in, I think, 3 different board policies. I think that piece had to be added too. Your next one was district administration. We brought this one to you not too long ago, changing the cost structure, the fee of what we charge for copies. And this one now added some more language, specific language about the request form and what it needed to include. I think Rick mentioned to you last time that we get some requests lately that have just been so broad and so general and come from out of state, come from different places, from people searching type things. And so I really liked this piece that they added, that it added more specifics. And so after you approve this tonight, I've worked on updating the form itself to include this documented information. Y'all just yell at me if you have any questions, otherwise I'll
Are
keep
there any
going.
other, yeah, I was just gonna ask if there are any other forms or regulations, do you already have a list of those? Rick, that these policy updates will then trickle down to regs and other documents getting updated?
They could. Not very many of them do.
Okay.
This one does, but maybe just a couple of them do we have to change a regulation or a form to go along with these updates.
Okay.
The next one about safety programs, this one's huge. This one's a big one related to reporting suspected child abuse. They added some requirements, and there included language about prolonged knowledge, and that was identified as having knowledge for at least 6 months or more. And as you can see, there's criminal action for failure to report. We have had to update our training for staff. We started with our principals, and our principals are now training their staff. They have to have had the law put in front of them. They've had to have the board policy put in front of them. And then they have to sign, and I have trouble with this word, yes, form, stating that they've received the board policy, they've received and reviewed the law, and they understand the consequences thereof. So this one, we did have to create a form for them to acknowledge that receipt of. They're all been working on it in their back to school PD. I don't know if you've done it or it's scheduled.
Mine's finished and coming in the mail to you. It's been put in the mail.
So all
Good.
these policies that we're looking at tonight, the buildings have already got them and they're going through them with their staff?
No. This one they are. The other ones, some of them affect their site, some of them don't necessarily, so no, I can't say that. But this one they do have, we did together, and they are training their staff now.
We
And
felt we
those-
had to get a jump on this one.
Right.
Because PD ends tomorrow, school starts Wednesday, and this new law, or law for this policy is so specific. We had a lot of discussion about this, just exactly what does it mean for prior knowledge, and making a report without factual information, and it was just something that really gave us pause. We wanted additional guidance from legal counsel before we met with the principals to go through it, and we just didn't feel like this one particular, because of the attestation form that they have to sign and having everything in front of them, we did go ahead and move forward on this one. It's the law. But all the others, we are holding. Rochelle will send those out tomorrow, should they be approved by all of you.
I will tell you, we may end up coming back with this one more time. When we were having our discussion, Debbie brought up House Bill 1003, I think it was.
Deals with the age of consent.
It deals with the age of consent, and if it changed it from 16 to 18, and
Yes.
and our responsibility to report if we have knowledge of activity below that age. And so we could end up coming back. Legal is reviewing that now, so we could come back with more language on this.
One question I had was the increasing of the age from 21 to 30. And that's, I guess, is that a thing, do you anticipate that having, okay, is that what it's for? Okay.
Like,
No.
there is a school district in the metro that has extended their enrollment up to age 30 for online students.
I'm envisioning what's that movie, the Fast Times at Ridgemont High? I'm envisioning that guy coming, which I know it's still virtual, but I'm like, okay.
It's truly not meant to be in person in that regard, but for school districts to be able to offer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, that was BC. The next one is BD. This one's mostly doing language with epinephrine that, in the past they've just been injectors, and now they have the nasal option. So This is changing some language there, and it changed some language about professional development and added food allergies. That hadn't necessarily been in there before. And so our two nurses, Taylor and Amy, had the approved State Department training slide deck that they're training appropriate staff at each site. DA, this one had to do mostly with felony searches, record searches. The part I questioned and did some more asking about on here is that if we don't have the background check back within 60 days, we have to terminate the employer, or the employee. Terminate ourselves. Shame on us for not having that done, right? And where this got in a bind is a few years ago, we were waiting 120 days plus to get these back from the State Department. It was so backlogged, but I hope they're able to get us the information we need within 60 days.
I have a question on this one. On that same page, page 3, down 3 paragraphs, it says, at the discretion of the board, a person applying for employment as a substitute teacher shall only be required to have felony record search as required by law. Being on the board, what does that mean? Was that something we were supposed to decide? It's on page 3 of 9.
Is it in red, Robin?
It's in the middle of, it's a little tiny paragraph in the middle of.
Oh, I see, at the discretion.
They've added the discretion of the board. So, is that something we were supposed to do?
As a substitute teacher shall only be required to have an.
It looks like the, it
Well-
wasn't required by law before, and now they're letting it be
I-
decided whether the district wants to do that or not.
I can tell you right now, we do it. I mean, EduStaff is required to do background checks. When we do substitutes, we do background checks on everybody. I honestly, that just me wording in the law, but
Since it's new, if it's something we're supposed to sign off on, we need to put that as an action at some point in time, because they've added at the discretion of the board in there.
I will follow up with Belinda and see if there's anything we need to put in a reg or anything to add to that.
That'd be correct.
Okay. That was DA. DD, certified teachers. This one expands the definition of a temporary teacher. We've actually been wanting this. Our HR group has talked about this. The way that it read before, a temporary teacher was 4 semesters. Well, we know our emergency certified teachers, and several of them are going well beyond 4 semesters. And this allows us to keep them temporary teachers, even though they've been here more than 2 years.
Yeah, with item 3 there, it says allows if they're on emergency or provisional certificate.
Right. So I was actually glad about that language.
So if they're here on a not certified and then become certified, does their 2 years start when they become certified, or do they get any credit for that temporary?
They're getting credit for the other. Yeah.
And so on the bottom of page 2, they added a whole new section to this on reduction in force. And it says on there that it's all up to the board. So I'm assuming that that's, since it's red, it's been added, so that's in the law. Because I would rather that be at the superintendent's discretion, not the board's. But we don't have a choice on that.
And know that those do come to you also. You know, if they request a hearing or anything, those are going to come through to you as part of the process. But where the specific language is related to this and where we had them change or add to it was and negotiated agreement and any negotiated agreement. Our negotiated agreement spells out specifically seniority, certification, and that, so that's where a lot of the language will come from in the process.
I think they quote the board in that paragraph 6 times. And it's like, I don't know if we have any input on whoever's writing these and if it's specifically the law, but it would be nice if that were, I know the board has the hearing, but my goodness, in that did
Yeah.
all that stuff, we would break their ability to have a fair hearing.
Well,
So there's-
that's true because of the confidentiality
So that
piece.
doesn't-
Yeah,
To me, that paragraph doesn't make sense.
yeah,
Because we're deciding where, I mean, the board's gonna decide when we need a RIF, the board's gonna decide what to RIF, then the board's gonna hear the RIF, that
So
doesn't
let's
seem
take that
right.
back to Belinda as well.
okay.
That
Okay.
simplified-
What one is
wouldn't
that?
be right. The last paragraph on page 2.
Yeah,
Reduction
typically
in force.
CDL only recommends putting in like exact law stuff and then letting us do extra stuff on top of it. So I bet it is, but it'd be nice to confirm.
Well,
Okay.
Laura
Well-
Holmes typically tries not to quote the law verbatim and stuff.
Will you
Yeah.
call
So I'm-
Amy
I'm
Adams?
wondering if
She's
the board
calling
here
me.
is
I don't know if there's something at Grant that they need to check
a board
on.
Right.
Either you or Dan.
It just doesn't seem like the board should be doing all 5 steps. Deciding.
Well, you're right, you're pretty busy in this paragraph.
We're pretty busy
I-
in that paragraph. So
You
we're
can
gonna
use my
decide
office if you
what-
need to.
Who needs to, yeah, what's gonna get ripped and how we're gonna go about it, and then we're gonna hear the hearing, and it's like, I don't think we can really do all that.
Okay,
Got it.
okay. We will do that. Do y'all have her? Will somebody call Amy Adams for me? Do you have it, Dan?
Okay.
I don't know. She's calling me, and that's why I'm asking somebody to check on her. It just came up.
They're having an open house, so.
Yeah, yeah.
not an issue.
Okay, next one, DE, support personnel. This is very similar, adding the RIF and the reduction in force and that policy are parts, and this one applies to support personnel. Did this one say the board, the board, the board? Okay,
It reads almost the same.
Almost identical.
okay, okay,
It does have some language added on hearing that wasn't in the other one.
well, and this one didn't include negotiated agreement, and we asked to have it included in this one since it was in the certified teacher one. The next one is leave. This expands on the maternity leave. It allows for the employee to take an additional 6 weeks after the paid 6 weeks if they have accumulated leave to do so. We didn't have, that wasn't in our policy, but we didn't deny if somebody had leave, they could do FMLA and they could take up to 12 weeks. So I guess they needed more language in there, but we were allowing staff to do this anyway. Okay, DL, professional boundaries. Added some language there about professional boundaries. Let's see. Adds
Says
that,
Statement about public information and Oklahoma constitutional law that's in
A lot of the same.
And-
two of them, I think.
and that we can't take disciplinary action against them. Okay, EA. This one is all based on the changing of the hours from 1,080 to 1,086 is what the main change in this one was about. And the virtual. And the starting the 26, 27 year, 2 virtual days.
Only.
Yep.
You can, only 2.
Yep.
You can't have a calendar full.
Okay, the next,
The PD on this one? 30 hours,
yes,
remember what it was
yes.
before?
We checked in that. Jennifer did the calculation on that, and we do not exceed the 30 hours.
We've always had 5 days and 6 hours, so.
Well, it's counted towards the school year, so we could do
As many as we want. And we do have more than we just can't count them as educational hours.
I just didn't know, I didn't remember.
If that
what
was
it
new or
before.
not, I don't,
Well, it's not new.
Yeah.
It was in there before, but I just don't remember the number.
I-
it's been 30.
It's
Okay.
not, it was always, maybe they just changed some of the wording. It's all red.
And maybe because others were adding more PD days, I think we actually have 7 PD days this year. So if you did 7 times 6, that's more than that. So, but we can only count 30.
You're only required to do 4 of those 6 hours. So a lot of times on a PD day, we can only count 4 of it because that's all we do. So, but now they're saying 30, no matter if you do 4 hours, 5 hours, or 6 hour days, you can only count 30 towards your
1,086.
1,086.
Okay, next one, EB. I think this is the one you were talking about, Kara, that
Yeah.
went from 21 to age 30. And
Specify that was for virtual part, 'cause it's still left anyone
Right.
attending the school as
Must be virtual.
yes, it must be virtual. And I think Rick said that one of the school districts in the Oklahoma City area announced that Middale, that they were going up to 30 hours, or age 30, enrolling students. EC, again, this one is the hour change and the virtual day. Language. ED is changed a little bit of language on the Strong Readers Act, but adds a whole lot of language about the Oklahoma Math Achievement and Proficiency Act. And I'm going to tell you right now that I have not read all the language about math and what all, because it is for next year, not this year. And I know the State Department will be putting forth a lot of training this year, fingers crossed, to help us all get ready for this. So it is on our radar to do, but it wasn't something that I had to do immediately for getting school going.
Well, that was my question. What are we planning to use for the mass screening and who, I mean, our title teachers are pretty overwhelmed, what few we have left with the reading side. What in the world are we gonna do to supervise the math side and, yeah.
Yeah, it'll have to be discussion, and like I said, I haven't even seen what math screeners they're recommending. You know, the State Department always gives a approved list of screeners, so more, yeah.
kind of be a deal.
Yeah, more information to come, more.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly quite shocked they gave us a year to get ready for it. But,
Well, I'm glad they did.
yeah, I'm just shocked.
I,
Well, this was the legislature giving us a year.
Oh, this was a legislative deal, not,
Yeah, this is-
okay.
Not a
Well,
mandate.
yeah, no wonder we got a year.
thank goodness. Okay, and then EI just added the language there again. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The anti-Semitism, non-Jewish thing, I missed out on that. What, has that been, quite a hot topic? Like,
It's
that's
the
a
war in,
big deal?
the war in Gaza.
Okay.
It's really causing, and so
They've added it to a lot of
Big
policies.
issue at college campuses and stuff.
True. Okay, well, it's in a lot of policies now, so
It is.
it is on the radar. Well, I make a motion that we approve the list of policies. Do I need to read them all?
It has it in the motion, but I read them in the beginning, so I think we're covered.
Got it.
A second.
Unless you want to say them all real fast.
Just say the alphabet.
We're good.
Yes.
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 Aren't you glad you didn't have to vote 15 times?
I know.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for the summaries too. All right, hold on. All right, item 12. Thank you. Do we have discussion and possible action regarding local education agency authorized representative?
So this form that I've attached to it would allow Jennifer and myself to be able to continue to enter reports in single sign-on, certify them, add the information when they're returned, to be able to make the corrections and work through that process. Otherwise, they're doing the two-step authenticity now, so all of those codes are going to come to Rick and trying to get him, okay, Rick, look at your phone. Tell me what the
I
code is real
know,
quick. So,
yeah.
you know, that kind of stuff. So this will give Jennifer and I
So
the
they'll send it to
ability to
you
do,
to- okay.
to be able to do this,
So
authorization, sorry.
I mean, is there really a problem with people trying to get on and post reports like the wrong people?
I guess so. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, think about a small school
Yeah.
where the superintendent gives 5 teachers all their login stuff so they don't want to mess with
It just
stuff.
drives me crazy when Amazon does it, and I'm sure it drives you crazy when they do it.
So I get it. I truly do get it. And I'm just glad that they're giving an exception for the big schools who, how in the world could you get one suit to do it all? So, yeah, it would. I make a motion that we approve.
Second.
Yes.
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 Yes, not ready for it.
What's that? Feels better. There's feeling better.
Yeah.
Item 13, consent agenda. The following items, which concern items of routine nature normally approved at board meetings, will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration, and action on the following items. Rochelle, you had that correction. We had an AM versus PM thing going on the July 21st special meeting. Yep, but Rochelle's got that correction. I would like to go ahead and not pull, I guess, vote on 13O separately. That's our contract agreement. We've got there's some bullets in there related to activities, and when we go into, obviously we've got some changes coming up with the activities and athletics. I'd like to get through that discussion first in exec, and then we can vote on that after since it's related.
I like that idea.
And then I don't think I read through all the stuff, extensions, child nutrition.
I had a real quick question though.
Yeah, go through.
Okay.
Let's start, Karen.
Yeah,
Well,
fire
the
away.
VOTEC or Tech Center,
Mhm.
was that not last month?
It was, but it didn't include, remember what you'd found, like you had us look into the previous year
Uh-huh.
about 10th grade? This year's also didn't include that, so we're re-voting on it again
Got it.
because it was just for 11th and 12th. And we didn't want to miss the 10th grade students in pre-engineering for that algebra credit.
Okay.
It's typically the algebra credit anyway.
Yeah.
So then this is just an update from last month, following up on that to include the 10th grade,
Okay.
correct?
Well, good.
That is
Okay.
correct, sir.
And have we done the weighting on this, like to weight the classes? We dealt with that at all? Okay. That's all my questions, I think.
I thought I had a question on one of the softwares, but then Rick sent something in his update, so I didn't have to ask it. Saw the emergency action plan that we had to start doing a couple years ago, and those came.
Well, that's gonna need
extension.
updated after tonight. The emergency action plan is gonna need updated if we make, personnel changes tonight.
Yep, according to the agenda. Yep.
So, just so that you know that, and, what is Aloha Plus? Anybody know what? Alpha Plus? Alpha, yeah, I typed it wrong.
Okay, I'm like, what? Where is it?
What are we,
Don't remember that.
because we now have that and Lexia.
So Alpha Plus is the math, it's a math program, very similar to Lexia, that the middle school used last year. Got glowing remarks. Daryl can probably speak to it much better than I can.
Okay, so Lexia, we use for
For reading.
reading, Alpha Plus for math.
Mm-hmm.
And so that at the end of the year, when we come back to contracts next year, we're gonna track usage. We're gonna be able to have some more information on exactly what we do with these programs.
Yes, ma'am. Alpha Plus, it is all standards based, and so it's gonna allow us, it has everything like built in, so it allows us to run our PLCs more efficiently. But when the students assess that data, it's already put into where it's kind of broken down for the teachers, where it's more user friendly for our staff.
Okay.
Then we can take that data to fill those gaps and things. There's a great log, like, for lack of a better word, I'm sorry, there's
Right.
an extensive log of all usage that I know that Tori will use extensively that she'll be able to provide you.
And where does that $20,000 come from? Is that general fund that it's purchased with? Does it come out of their federal monies? How is that paid for?
Right now, I have it in the Title I budget.
I can't speak on
It's what?
The Title I budget.
So it's coming out of their Title I budget? And the Lexia is coming out of,
RSA.
we took that out of,
We were talking
Textbook.
textbooks, but you wanted to do RSA?
okay. So federal money report. We ready to move on to that?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to hear, the end of the year closure from you, what it looked like, what our carryover was, and then what we're expecting for next year.
Okay, well, I don't have the final fund balance completed yet. We're still doing all of our OCAS and everything to go along with that. But we ended up higher than what I was expecting on the fund balance. As far as moving into next year, if you looked at the board reports, the finance reports, we actually, for this first month, our expenditures were higher than our revenues. This has been the first year since 3 or 4 years, since we've kind of been upside down. That's not unusual though for a school year to start off that way, just because of the way our revenues come in. It's just kind of showing kind of how we're looking. Again, we don't have our federal revenues yet, so you're asking me questions that I'm still kind of projecting on, but I do think our revenues have been going down. So we're looking at how we can control some of our expenses
Right.
with that.
So all of that's projections. We're well past June 30th. We should be closed out from last year. We should know what our carryover was, correct? Are we still paying things from last year?
No, we're not still carrying things from last year, no. We're just making sure all the open POs that we can close are
Right.
closed. Like, I've had to close a lot where we still are gonna have those expenses, but we've closed them and
Moved them
reopened
to
them
this year.
in the new year, yes.
For
So
PO stuff.
we
What about the
should-
federal? If we didn't get payments, do you close that, or that's got to roll back though, doesn't it? You got to reopen the books and stick it back in
You don't get it.
What's that?
Fed-
on any
federal
federal if it didn't come in. Did we get
That rolls over to the next year, yeah.
to do the same?
So how much federal did we not get? What did we end the year in the hole?
We still have two, Title I and Title IX that we have submitted and they haven't approved yet.
But isn't there a hard line that if it's not done by this time, you don't get it? Or have they
We
changed
have to
that?
submit it, but we had it submitted on
Right.
time. They haven't approved it. Before we can do closeouts and all of that, like, October's when I do the final budget. So that's when everything's finalized and, you get the final budget.
So our fear of only having a $2 million carryover, where are we at with that?
A lot stronger. We're 4 million plus on the fund balance, I can guarantee. But that's not what we base where we need to minimize on. It's
Right.
based on what are our revenues,
Mhm.
what are our expenditures. Our payroll last year was up close to 21 million. And our revenues that we're expecting are probably between 23 and 24 million. So that means all of our other expenses that we have, which we had just our beginning balances that we did were 3 million. So that's what the cuts are based on, not the fund balance.
Right.
The fund balance helps us, because if we go over, we've got some cushion
yeah.
there.
But the fund balance is what drove the decisions on what to.
No, that's
Mm.
not what drove it. What drove it is our projections on what our revenues were and our projections on our expenses.
Well, it seems to me that I remember we were cutting $2 million out of the budget, and we weren't renewing any positions based on the fact that we weren't going to have more than a $2 million carryover. So I'm interpreting what was said to me. Is that not what was said to me?
No.
Is that not what you heard?
The projections are based on what our expected revenues are gonna be, what our expected expenses are gonna be.
Correct.
Fund balance again gives us some cushion. So we had 6.9 the prior year. Our fund balance is dropping,
It is dropping, right. And it's a good
So
thing we're doing this.
We're overspending
So we still need to cut back is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Even with the, what we thought would be a 2, it was a 4. So we still have to be careful.
Yes.
And it's looking that, it looks to me like our grand total in what I see is 26,699 is about what we're gonna be having so far to work with this year. Does that sound close to 27 million? Is that about what our budget runs?
Are you counting the fund balance?
Yeah.
with that?
No, I'm just looking at the balance from the July 1 to July 31st total.
The first page.
Yeah, 26,698.
Are you looking from last year?
No. Budget analysis comprehensive.
Oh, okay, so that is what's appropriated, and that does include the fund balance.
So 26,699,000 is what we're looking at. So I'm asking, that's gonna be this year's pretty much operational budget with everything.
No,
It'd
no,
be a
no.
little bit less, because we don't have as much fund balance
Yeah.
this year as last year.
Well, you don't wanna operate out of your savings, which is your
That is
fund balance.
all of that.
Yes, it does.
So it's really like 22.
Oh, and that's that number right there. Okay.
Okay, so where is that, in which one of these categories is that carryover in? Because there's all of these different categories that accumulate to that, so shouldn't there be a category that's in, or is it?
It's in the encumbered 3.25 general fund.
Where?
Where, though?
Are you talking about where's the carryover?
Yeah.
The,
So since you're saying the 26,699 includes it,
yes,
all of these add up to that, which one of these is the?
so if you looked back at your June, the budget, analysis that we did, it'll show the revenues that we're expecting for the next year, and then the fund balance, and then it gives a total.
Okay,
So it would be in that document.
so it's not broke down on this?
Not on this
Not,
sheet.
not in that.
Okay, even though it's included in here, it's not a single category.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's not what that report shows, exactly, yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out this report. Okay, so we're okay. We're gonna function. We had more than what we thought, but we have more expenses, so we have to keep cutting. But overall, the sky's not falling.
No. Yes.
That's what I want to hear.
Okay.
No, we can function. We
Function.
don't, I mean, for the last 6 months, it's pretty much been, we're broke. We can't spend any money. We're broke. So I'm just, are we broke, or are we gonna, are we okay?
I don't know where the "I broke" come from. I never had those
I
feelings.
heard that.
It was going to be very slim.
Yeah.
It is slim. You don't run a business off of savings.
It's
You
not a business.
yes, it is.
Slim.
It is.
We're not trying to make money.
So you,
It's not anything I'm arguing.
No.
I'm asking. Yes.
You're-
this
you're
is what
trying
we've
to-
been told.
yeah.
No money, no money, no money, no money. Are
Okay.
we still saying no money, no money, no money, no money?
Well, so federal funds, we were told were gonna be cut. Title II was
Right.
out.
Yeah.
I think it looks like that's back in.
Okay.
We have.
We don't know how
700
much it's back yet.
We don't
Yeah,
know
we
how
don't
much
have
is back in. We don't even have it yet.
We don't,
So
I mean,
I
he's,
can't say we're set yet. We had 777,000. That's like close to $1 million. That was prior year money we received last year. We won't receive that anymore.
Right.
So with that, with the federal funds, with, just some other funding that's no longer there, ESSER,
All of that
COVID,
stuff.
all of that stuff, we're down like $3 million.
Right.
We need to cut $3 million. We can't just, we should have been cutting last year, and our expenses went up last year instead of kind of leveling out. So we were inverted.
Yeah.
So yes, we
Our
need
goal
to
was
make,
to cut 2 million. Did we make that goal?
2.5, 2.6.
yes,
So we did. So we did do cuts.
yes, we did do cuts.
Okay. So we,
Yes,
so right now we're sitting okay.
yes.
And we're still waiting on, like, I mean, I wish I could tell you how much, I was hoping federal not to be on a down note, but special ed funding is down $26,000
Yes.
from last year. So,
Which
but our
means
numbers
our
are,
title funds could very well be down.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so who knows? But at least it's not all gloom and doom. We're okay.
We made the cuts we needed to make so that we would be strong and secure.
That's what I wanted to hear. I like that. I had to go around 4 blocks to get there. That's what I wanted to hear. On the office accounts, it's the very first, the beginning of the budget analysis here. Like, they're so varying. So, seeing as that this is the very first finance report of the year, like, is all of that carryover? Is there any of those office accounts that have already, like, do they get a set allocation every year at the beginning of the year? How does that work?
Are you jumping into the activity accounts?
Nope, I'm on the general fund. Let me find it. It's like page 2 or 3. Where am I? Okay, right here.
It's the
it's
5th
on
page of
page-
financials.
It's page 8 of the 27 pages. And like, for example, I mean, I don't, you're gonna have to correct me, but like, Bill Wallace office account is $24,000. And the Grand office account, no, that was 24. The Lincoln office account is 8,000. But the middle school office account is 2,000. I mean, they're hugely different.
Those are activity accounts. And
Office
that's-
accounts,
Yeah, that's based on what they fundraised and donations and those kind of things. And it is carried over from the prior year.
so Fund 61 is activity, it's not general?
Yes.
Fund 61 is
Yes.
activity, okay.
Yes.
So those varying amounts are because those are activity funds.
That's correct.
In the general fund, is each building giving a set amount to start the year? How does that work?
There are site budgets that each of them get, and it's based on the number of students they have.
Okay.
It's a per student amount for those budgets.
Gotcha. And where will those budgets reflect in the finance report?
They are not included in the finance
Okay.
report necessarily to say. It's something I can provide you if you're interested.
I would like to have like a list out of the general funds, like so many clubs, so many athletics, so many who all gets general fund money and how much? Does that make
Okay.
sense? It would be
Yes.
great to see that.
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
Because I'm looking at this thinking, how's middle school gonna make it? They only got $2,000. Didn't realize this was activity fund. So they're gonna do a fundraiser and it'll bump theirs up. And the ones who have more money had done fundraisers and they've got
Yes.
money left over, they rolled over for the next year.
That's correct.
But then,
I think all the POAs start with a 9, don't they, Jennifer? Well, ABE has an 800.
Middle school kids.
yeah, some
So-
of them are.
Well, they're all 8s and 9s that I remember.
Yeah.
That's one they'll give away.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. That would help if you
Yeah.
don't mind. Okay, just to answer questions about that. On the school cell phone service bill, is that, I'm assuming that 45,600 is the year, because that's what you encumbered.
Yes.
So our
There's-
phone service is $3,800 a month for our phones?
Okay, so we have a lease on the phones, and you check me if I'm right. The $3,800 a month is for the lease on the actual phones. The $45,000 is for the software and service for running the phones.
Our phones cost us a lot of money.
We were paying about $6,000 a month for fax lines, digital lines. We did an evaluation on that. We actually felt like we were saving money.
Good for y'all.
This is actually, yeah, this is a
Cheaper than what it
savings.
has been. I was
Yes.
just blown away at how much our phone cost is.
Mm-hmm.
if you remember, our phones, the system was completely out of date. We were behind,
Ancient.
I don't know how many updates. We looked at
Probably
multiple different options of trying
About
to
20 years.
get our phones repaired, because remember, you could call, but
Couldn't transfer.
you couldn't transfer, but if you would call, it'd go straight to voicemail for some people, and volumes wouldn't even ring in, so we had to do something, so Joe and David got
you
together
feel that?
and really worked
It's like
to
shaking.
reduce the cost. I know it's still
It's a lot.
expense, but that is significantly less, and we're up to date.
Right.
Where we should be, so.
So, that's good to know. Fire
And
panels, same
they
story.
actually got an update and a savings at the same time,
Yep.
which is good.
Well, and it's nice that we can transfer from building to building. I'm surely not complaining, I'm just asking, is that, so it's cheaper than it used to be, so I asked the good question, appreciate how much it costs now. What about the fire panels? Didn't we spend a whole bunch of money on fire panels last year, and then we spent another almost 100,000 this year already?
71,000 this year on fire panels. This is at the high school because for the renovations to occur, the building has to be brought up to current fire code.
Does that mean the one at the activity center isn't gonna ring anymore?
It should ring.
Okay. Cause it rang forever,
It had a ground fault in it.
which is,
That's
yeah,
getting
I didn't know what it
taken
was.
care
I
of,
knew it
so.
was a problem, cause they came out and tried to fix it, couldn't fix it.
So if you go into high school now, well, I haven't been in there in the main office in the past couple of days, but they were still doing wiring to the new one. It's a nice system in there, but, we had,
Right now, they're hooking up voice feedback in every classroom. Every room now has to have emergency,
if you remember that update I sent
Yes,
about all the
yes,
fire
you
panel
did,
changes
yes,
and
you
upgrades.
did.
So that's what that expense is.
So is that kinda like the phones? This is just something I'm gonna learn to expect? This is just gonna be an expense,
Hey,
trying to keep our buildings up and running?
with
It'll be a-
technology changing all the time, it's gonna be something, you can expect something every year having to be updated and, because now this is obsolete, we're gonna have to bring something else in.
So this was high school, it could be Lincoln next year, it could be Grand, it could be middle
It
school.
all depends on what renovations you're doing to the building and what shape, and what all their fire panel has. It's gotta be brought up to date, anytime you do
Any-
remodeling.
Okay. So it is what it is. But we seem to have a lot of $100,000 expenses.
That's
Okay.
the norm now.
And Ring Central?
That's the phone system.
Okay, that's the other 40. Okay. Back to my questions. I find it fascinating. We have a lot of bills.
A lot of bills.
A lot of
That's
bills.
why.
That's why we have to cut.
Yeah,
We have to cut.
Or at
I
least
get it.
watch it.
yeah.
And that's why that's why I ask these questions when I'm trying to do that. Is that phone charge normal? But it sounds to me like it's cheap, so there's my answer.
That's crazy. What do you have, Kara?
I didn't have any. That's mine. Yeah. Did you have one, Christy?
Thanks for your finance report.
Yeah, thank you.
I found it pretty, the last chart really interesting with the individual years.
Yes.
We had that one year and then.
Yes.
We're hanging in there.
I move that we accept the consent agenda, pulling 13.
Oh.
Second, Curtis.
Yes, don't pull it. Yeah, we're just gonna vote on it separately.
Separately.
Okay.
Yes.
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 All right. Item 14, we have discussion and possible action regarding proposed executive session to discuss 14A, employment, hiring, and resignation, retirements of individual salaried public officer employees listed on Exhibit A. An executive session authority, Oklahoma State Title 25 307B1. And 14B, proposed executive session for purpose of discussing negotiations concerning employees and representatives of employee groups pursuant to 25 OS 307B2.
I move that we go into executive session.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second. Curtis.
Second. Okay, call roll, please.
Yes.
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 All right, I got 7:01. Rochelle.